Hey, welcome everybody. Getting ready to jump into our Fear Itself game. But before we do that, I want to tell you about our new sponsor, Thing 12 Games. We alluded to it the last time we'd played Fear Itself back in August already. Jesus, a couple of months. But yeah, Thing 12 Games or Thing 1-2 Games, according to Trevor. I guess that's like a mind blowing sort of thing. Like, which is it? But yeah, they're sponsoring the show. They've got some really awesome games, a little bit lighter flavor. You're not going to get, Concordia or Lorenzo Il Magnifico. It's, dice games, card games. One of their latest releases is Dice of Pirates. It's the next in their line of Dice of games. You could actually, if you have Dice of Crowns, you can play the two games together, which is pretty cool. They're both about like $15 on the website. There's links in the show notes. So we hope that you'll go over and check them out. There's Seals of Cthulhu, which is a 2-player card game, Cthulhu themed, obviously. That's up for pre-order right now. The guys have been on the show a couple of times. Good bunch of guys. Award winner, Lucy award winners for a bunch of their games. Kurt's had Sean on before too.
That's right.
Kurt can attest.
Yep, great components and great games, and that Dice of Pirates is just a fun push your luck game. Just quick and easy. Love it.
Awesome. I actually like that one more than Dice of Crowns. It gives you, a little bit of an extra element where, instead of when you get the skulls back in Dice of Crowns, you can re-roll them or maybe get a fate token or whatever. If you get skulls back in the Dice of Pirates, they represent, Jolly Roger flags. And if you get at least 3 of them, you can attack other players at the table. So it gives you a little bit more player interaction for a dice game, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Plus you have like Kraken dice, and you can always go release the Kraken. I don't know. That's my worst Liam Neeson accent ever. It's probably like my James Bond / I don't know what the fuck I'm doing accent, but believe me, it's a fun one.
Yep. Tons of fun. You can use code LEGENDS10 at checkout. You'll get 10% off your order. And we also have Neil here, Birds of a Feather Coffee. We always talk about it while we're playing Fear Itself. They're also continuing to sponsor the show. So if you love coffee, even if you like, if you're kind of like on the fence with coffee, you're like, I kind of like coffee, like I like the smell. Birds of a Feather Coffee. You can either go to birdsofafeathercoffee.com. Is that what it is?
Birdscoffeecompany.com.
birdscoffeecompany.com, or follow the link in the show notes if you want the legendary brew. It's a little bit off-branding thing, so we're kind of hidden on the back page. He supports us, but kind of like it's it's a whole weird thing. Coffee. So
it's embarrassing, so I like to hide it. and a back page that you have to go through the dark web to get to.
But it's good.
Don't worry, one baby is sacrificed for every bag you buy on the dark web.
But you'll be rewarded with an awesome cup of coffee at the end of the day.
And probably the devil's blessing.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I can't speak for him. I don't sacrifice babies or do anything devil worshipping because he doesn't exist. So you might as well just buy some coffee and enjoy it. And even if you don't enjoy it, buy it anyway. Just buy some because this is America and we're a capitalist country. So you should just buy. Consumerism, coffee. That's our new motto. Consumerism, coffee.
I like it. I approve.
There you go.
Even
You're
if
welcome.
You can buy it and give it to someone that that does like coffee. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody, really.
Yeah. Or buy it and give it to someone hates coffee as a real FU. I don't care. Buy it out of spite. Buy it out of love. Just buy it. And guess what? Every time you buy that Legends blend, Legends of Tabletop gets a cut of the money. So you're doing good for the podcast. This isn't just I'm sponsoring them in some abstract way. They get the money directly.
We technically haven't gotten any money yet, but
look, John, it's a whole thing. I have to type it into my accounting software, and I have to go back and see how many are sold. I'm working on it. The check's in the mail. Don't worry. The check is in the mail. Just keep looking.
I mean, the quarter's almost over. It's like a whole thing now.
That's right. I did agree to do that when taxes were due, and I filed those last week. So I should probably send you that. Well, whatever. You'll win some, you lose some. So I'll get that out to you. I will figure out how many bags I've sold.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Now I'm gonna have to start to edit because then this gets kind of like inside baseball. But I know the new labels came out in March.
Okay.
But I know we were selling it as Legends, prior to that.
Oh yeah, I'll just do all year. I can track it through my software.
Yeah, because I know I sent a bunch at Christmas time or after Christmas, I guess. It was probably all of this year.
I'll double check. But yeah.
Okay. So use code Legends10 also at birdscoffee.com, birdscoffeecompany.com. Whatever it is, follow links. Legends10, get 10% off.
Just search Birds of
Awesome
a Feather coffee on Google. It'll come up. And then stand by John's mailbox and intercept that check.
We're going. I mean, it's Arizona, so we carry here. Well, just whatever.
Oh, well, good luck. You're probably going to die then. Don't worry, your soul will go to hell. You're welcome, the devil. This went dark early. That's what happens.
Well, this is a horror podcast, so.
That's what happens when I'm tired. I just say whatever. I don't have the brain power to come up with nice things to say.
Well, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, it's hard to be a good person.
Yep. All right. Well, let's jump into a recap because it's been 12 months since we played. Let's see. So we were at the Duke's party. Things were winding down. Randy went over and grabbed a GoPro from our rooms. So Erin stashed one in a plant so we can kind of see what we could see. Post party. We crashed for the night. Got up. Of course, we had breakfast. Big breakfast. Lots of carbs. Good coffee. Chocolate coffee, I think it was. We wound up going out and perusing the grounds. Jack, or whatever Jack's alter ego is, because I don't remember.
Jacques.
Yep. Found a lake house. We went down to investigate, kind of check it out. There was nothing that sort of stood out on the outside. There was no symbols, no sigils. So we wound up trying to get in through the window, and Erin broke the window. So Jack wound up coming in. They went down to investigate. There's a stone spiral staircase cut out. They found like a trap door. And then there was like an altar with pentagrams and runes. We got a lot of video. As we were walking back out to the hotel, a guy in a black parka came sauntering out, I guess, and literally pushed over a tree. Missed us. And as we went over to investigate, found that the roots were shriveled and there was like some weird like black veining or something. And then we wound up swimming for a while afterwards, kind of like de-stress. We went down to the pool, kind of hang out. And then we called Wyatt and we met up with him for dinner and gave him some info, trying to get some information on the Duke and the Countess. We got a video cap of the guy in the hotel room because the camera was actually found and smashed. But we got at least a partial capture of a face on that. And we iris down with them hanging out with Wyatt in the bar and see what happens tonight.
Okay. I don't remember if I said he sauntered per se. I thought it was supposed to sound sneaky, but
he made it sound
like he walked there dramatically out with a cape and was like flinging it like villain style. I thought he just kind of.
This is good too. When we were talking about trying to like transfer the video and stuff, Randy's cover is so deep. He had a Dropbox already set up for Pendleton, and whatever the fuck the other name of the lawyer is for his cover.
I do remember
Pendleton and Roth.
Oh, there you go.
We're on your side.
Yep.
So, yeah. So that sounds all accurate. Yeah, you're at the bar. You're having a chat. I believe you were going back to the hotel after that. Is that correct?
I think we probably would have.
Yeah, because I think Wyatt was basically like, I'll just try to find whatever we could. And we were just kind of like, okay.
I mean, unless you guys want to do like a night on the town. But
no, I think we better head back. We got to talk first. I don't want to head back yet, though, man. We got to talk about who this guy was. Or who do we think that he was? Who came and pushed the tree down?
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, the only one I can think of is, what's his name there, Mr. Vampire.
Well, I mean, we didn't see we didn't see a tattoo on him, right? I mean,
No, but dude, he French fried a fucking tree and pushed it over, man. I mean, like, you got to be a vampire or something to do that.
well, maybe magic. I mean, could have been like some kind of spells, like fucking
Well, okay,
D&D shit, man.
Okay, and who's gonna be able to do that? A vampire.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, right?
I'm saying is, I mean, unless there's this whole fucking coven or coven, as they say in the American movie. That the only one that we know that would do that is that one dude. So I'm wondering if maybe we need to find out tonight if there's other people that are really weird over there.
But we do know that. Fucking Edward said there was a cult here.
Yeah, but with the only one that we've seen so far who's acted abnormal has been the one dude. And we're just assuming, I guess, that his sister has the same shit because they're related, apparently. But other than those two, maybe there's a cult, but it doesn't mean that they have, magical powers or they're supernatural.
I mean, you saw the pentagrams and shit. I mean, I mean, if they don't know what they're doing, they're trying to do something.
Yeah. Oh, I understand, but I mean, I could carve a pentagram in a stone and sit there and go hoobie hoobie, but I'm not going to fry a fucking tree with my hands. Like there's a difference.
Yeah, I mean, unless they know what they're doing.
Well, I'm just suggesting that maybe tonight we really canvass the place and try and find out if there's anyone who's really, hey, I don't know, do we just be really stupid and go right back to the Lion's Den and we stake the place out tonight?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think, Randy?
I don't know. If someone can literally take their hands and put it on a tree and make it like shrivel up like Temple of Doom style, like they could probably do that to our face. I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to be.
I mean, what else are we? I guess I'm wondering, like, we know that's ground zero. I mean, we found a goddamn altar.
Well, that might not be ground zero. That might just be a bunch of idiots trying to turn themselves into something that the real, menaces behind this are, just laughing at them. It very well could be.
Well, what about protection then? And I'm not talking about the kind that I used with what's her name.
Well, it's a good thing you did, because she probably could have shriveled you up and left you for dead. So who knows?
There's got to be some way that we can get some kind of magical protection. I mean, maybe that should be sort of our modus operandi for tonight. Thinking about that.
Yeah,
like salt works, right? I mean,
salt.
Yeah, salt. They use that in all kinds of magic and shit, right? Protection rituals and whatnot.
Yeah, all the Dresden Files books I read, salt is a major factor in them.
What about shit? We're on the continent. What about like a fucking a sprig of rowan branch or yew tree or some shit, right? Like that stuff.
Well, do we have like a resource we can ask, like real time? That might have like a real, maybe is there a Native American thing, or is that not going to work because we're not on the soil? Is there someone that we can talk to?
I mean, I mean, if you think that guy's a fucking vampire, like we could find a church and like snag some holy water. Does that work on vampires? I don't fucking know. Silver, right? Crosses, stakes.
Dude, yeah, these are all like Hollywood style solutions, I think, that we're coming up with here. I think we need to talk to someone who knows the real deal.
Fuck. I mean, maybe they've got a library. Like, maybe the branch here has some kind of like a cult library.
Hey, what happened? What about that chick that, remember when we were in the New England town there, or the Canadian town, and we made contact with those people online, like the witches, and they knew how to get rid of the Clutie.
Oh, yeah. What was her name, Randy? You remember? Lady something or another.
Oh, I have so many things written down. I wish my brain was as good as my writing down.
I definitely have it. You're going to have to edit that. But
it was like Lady.
The whole thing.
Come on, man. Yeah, a Lady Branwynn.
Yeah.
She's a Wiccan.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she knew the real deal about the Clutie. I mean, and that come on, that thing was a real deal.
Randy, was she in England? Did she say?
I think so.
All right, fuck, that's too far from. Well, I don't know.
Actually, she was in Romania. But you could think she's in England.
I don't remember if she said or not.
I have written down that she's Romanian.
Oh,
but...
okay, yeah.
well, listen. We're a hell of a lot closer to Romania than we were when we were in Canada. I mean, in terms of time, we can try and contact her again. Not in person. I mean, I'm not saying we fly to fucking Romania, but I'm saying we can get in touch with her the same way we did before online.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, why not? She might have some useful information. I mean, we don't know that the guy's a vampire. I mean,
well, no, but we know what he did. I mean, he pushed a tree over and fried it, and we know that.
And we have the picture of it too.
Yeah, and we also found the altar we took pictures of and stuff.
Well, I mean, how much of this shit do we want to share with them? Like, we don't know who the fuck she is. Like, she could be one of the bad. I mean, like, she helped us, but I mean, I don't know.
Well, what about our buddy back at home base there? I mean, I wonder if we could send him some of the stuff if he might have any advice.
Well, we could at least drop him a postcard. I mean, maybe maybe he's got a contact here other than why somebody in the organization. We're at least getting a library or something.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
What?
I thought Randy was going to say something. He looked expectantly.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just you just started talking about Edward, and I was just going to say fuck that guy, but that's pretty much something that I always say. So I figured, you know what? Why even say it anymore? Because we all know how much I just have a seething hatred for this guy, even though he says he's one of the good guys. I doubt it. Cigarette smoking man. But I think it'll be fine. Whatever. We can send him something. I'm sure he'll help us out as good as he can.
I mean, at least if he can steer us in the right direction. I mean,
yeah, we can send him the picture at least, and then maybe he can give us some vague information like he always does, and maybe it'll kind of send us down a path.
I do think we should try out that Branwynn chick, though, because I think we can safely assume. Listen, even if this guy who pushed the tree down wasn't a vampire, we know we're probably dealing with vampires here on some level. So, I mean, it might be worth finding out how we can protect ourselves.
Yeah. It doesn't like she, even though it seems kind of sketchy about her or whatever, like she's helped us out and she hasn't really asked for anything in return. So, I mean, I don't think it could hurt.
Yeah, I'm okay if we don't send her pictures. I mean, I guess we don't need to send pictures, so that we don't have a trail of evidence. But I mean, we can tell her and describe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Jacques, you've got an in with the Countess. I mean, maybe you want to, take her. I mean, stuff doesn't get started until late there. I mean, it's only like 8 o'clock. I mean, if you want to wine her and dine her, maybe, or maybe that leads to some. Make sure you check her wrist and.
Well, I checked. No, I mean, I checked her wrist. When I was checking the rest of her out, she didn't have anything.
Yeah. Well, what we could do, if we go over to the, to like a church and we get some holy water, you could like fucking sprinkle it on her when you're doing your thing and see what happens.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, I don't know if that's really real.
I don't know. We can rule it out then, right?
Well, I just mean the holy water thing is. I think that's we don't know if that means anything at all.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, if you do it and she starts fucking screaming, you get your ass fucking running, and we know something's going on.
Well, yeah, but if nothing happens, what am I going to say? Oh, yeah, I just ran over to this church and got holy water, and I sprinkled it on you just for laughs. I mean,
maybe you're just really into dripping. You're like, I'm just really into waterboarding.
Well, you just like put it in a glass, and then you just like happen to spill it on her. So I don't fucking know. Get it out, man. I'm not like gonna pull out like a little fucking bottle of holy water.
That's right.
Just do a Kramer walk in and be like, whoa.
Basically, Seinfeld style or whatever, whatever.
It worked well.
Kramer style, yeah.
I don't know. I think it might be a little suspicious if we're walking into a church and getting holy water.
Oh, what does it matter? We've been doing suspicious stuff ever since we got started with this bullshit, and we can't. This is going to be weird coming out of my mouth, but like we can't cut anything out. We can't say that's ridiculous because we've done some ridiculous shit. So we can't just be like, oh, that's stupid because we've done this stupid shit, and some of it's actually worked. So,
well, how about we do this? Let's go get some damn holy water, and I'll pour a little bit of it into whatever she's drinking, and then if she actually you think if she ingests it, I mean, it would really fuck her up if there was a problem,
I don't know what that diluted. I don't know how that shit works.
No, it's just the holy. It's the power of Jesus or whatever, So it doesn't dilute.
All right. I mean,
it's homeopathic. It's diluted 1,000-fold. It still works.
Look, we'll go in. If the priest is there, like I just, I got, he pulls his cross out from underneath his shirt. He's like, look, I just, tell my mom's super religious. We happen to be, out here in Switzerland, and if I could bring her a little bit of holy water, like it would mean a lot to her. Yeah,
that'll work. That's fine. That'll work.
But if you're lying, does that like reverse the effects of the holy water? Does that like,
Well, what if the priest is in on it? I don't know. If there's a cult in town, I wouldn't necessarily trust the priest at all. I think we should just steal the water, or if the priest is in cahoots, I mean, it might even be like satanic water.
That's true. That's true. My extensive knowledge of like horror movies that checks out.
I'm feeling that. I'm feeling the priest is probably going to be like in on it and shit, and it's not going to be really.
Yeah, he always is. He's like
everyone,
and he's like, I'm out to kill you.
Everyone knows if a vampire drinks Satan water, then they turn into She-Hulk. So it's a risk.
All right, let's play. Let's just we'll drive.
Well, if you dip your cross in the water after we steal it, and it doesn't like explode or something, then you'd think it'd be okay, right?
I mean, I don't know. I guess so.
Or maybe can you quick just take one of those things online and become an ordained priest really quick?
I don't think it works like that.
And then okay, maybe not.
I mean, maybe, I don't know. Fucking Randy, you ever wanted to be like a minister?
No.
Hey, what if we did that? What if we all became really quick online ordained priests? I wonder if then the vampires can't hurt us.
That's true. Plus, we'd have a sweet side gig besides everything else.
Dude, I'm actually superhero themed fucking weddings, dude. You get fucking dressed up like Spider-Man and shit.
Dude.
Wow. Who says I don't do that already?
I'm kind of, again, we're talking about, kind of why not shit. I mean, literally, in 20 minutes, we could all be fucking ordained in some fucking Christian church or something. You know?
But I think you have to believe that, right? Like, that's how that works.
Ordained ministers, we are. Let's fucking do this.
Well, we don't believe in the holy water either. I mean, let's be honest. So,
I'm surprised Charles doesn't, because aren't you, I mean, you're pretty religious, aren't you?
I mean, fucking whole Catholic thing. I went to catechism and all that shit, but I don't. Who the hell knows now? There's fucking aliens and things with fucking plates on the bitch with the. I don't know, man. Like, everything's on the table, like you said. Like, it could be.
That's true.
I think that if we just very quick accept Christ into our hearts, and then go online and become priests in 20 minutes, that at least is going to offer us some kind of protection.
I can't
do it.
I can't argue it. It's like I already said that we've done a lot of stupid shit, so I mean, why not?
Well, let's do that when we get back to it. Let's go get some holy water.
Okay.
I'm just saying if we're priests, if we're priests, we can bless it ourselves, and we know it won't be Satan water.
Well, we'll double, like we'll get the real
yeah.
church water, and then if you want to bless some water, we can do that too, right? We'll cover all the bases.
Okay, it's just Randy and I are concerned that the priest is really in on it in the cult. You know,
Just steal it. Just steal the water. Just go in, just say hey, and go to the thing, and just take a cup, take it, run out. I'm sure lots of people have come in off the streets being really thirsty, and they've probably done it already, and they'll probably just be like, "You crazy kids," and then they'll just let you go.
Yeah, but because they usually have it by the door, right? So you could just have a little vial, just kneel down in front of it, and then you can get it, and you can put it in the vial with nobody seeing.
Exactly. So let's go to where they have vials. Let's buy a vial, and then we'll go.
Just go to the local late night apothecary.
Oh, I love how roundabout we do things.
Just get some fucking vials at Hobby Lobby or whatever they have here.
Yeah, I'm sure they've got lots of Hobby Lobbies here in Switzerland.
Just in a remote town of all, like in the mountains.
But then again,
go to your local hobby supply mega store.
Around. You never know.
You guys are making it more complicated than it needs to be. Look, he looks around, he fucking pours the rest of the water in his glass into the coffee cup and like slides it into his coat pocket. Okay, we have a cup. We'll go get the holy water, and then we'll go back to the hotel.
You should wash that out. That's pretty dirty. That's gonna taint the whole water.
He's gonna mix it with her fucking whatever she's drinking. It doesn't matter.
That's true. That checks out.
I would use the salt shaker, but whatever. Swallow.
No, we're getting a whole bar glass of holy water.
Yep, a whole pint.
Yes, we're gonna have enough for the next mission, which we're gonna sprinkle holy water on every damn being we see. It's gonna work. All right, let's do this. Road trip.
Okay. So you guys are gonna head out and go to the local Catholic church and get holy water. Okay. Are you just wandering around looking for it? I mean, the town's not huge, but it's not like it's like right there. Probably.
I think we could call a cab, and a cab would probably take us there.
Well, we had a driver bring us out, right? I mean, we met Wyatt at the bar.
Yeah.
So is he a driver or?
It's not that. It is that long. Yeah, he would have just like hung around in town, I guess. So, yeah.
We just shoot him a text and be like, "Hey, we're ready to go. We want to."
Yeah. So he would know where the church is. Yeah.
Yeah. So we go. I mean, it's not like super late because we met him at 6. So figure we stayed for like maybe 2 hours. It's like 8 o'clock.
Yeah. And yeah, so he's got it. He takes you to the church. It's a smaller cathedral. It's not. I mean, it's definitely old school, like brick style, stained glass window type, but not like it's not like this giant crazy thing. It looks like there are lights on inside.
Is it a Roman Catholic or is it Anglican? I don't know what they are in
oh, Jesus. I actually don't know.
England, right? I mean, that's...
Yeah, I think it's got to be Roman Catholic, but...
it depends if it's more northern, it's going to be... You know what I'm saying? Like it was kind of split up like northern and southern into Germanic areas. But it's probably in Switzerland. You could go both ways, like you said, depending where you're on in the country.
I mean, it looks like it's partially Catholic and partially Swiss Reformed Church, whatever that is. So,
we want a Catholic one anyway.
Catholic would just be Catholic.
Okay.
I mean, Roman Catholic. So.
Okay. You guys want to? Are you guys going to wait here? You want to come in? Like, how do you want to?
No, I think it's suspicious if we all go in. I think you should probably just go and just give the line about your mom, or are you just going to steal it?
I gotta see. I mean, it depends on whether or not there's like a fucking mask going on. I don't know.
But if you kneel in front of the thing, you could probably fucking do it. Because you know how you put it on your forehead or whatever people do by the thing.
Yeah. I got it.
Yep, you kneel down and you do your thing, and then you just take a scoop. Totally works. It's a great idea, guys. This is a great plan. I already love it.
So Erin gets out of the car. He kind of like looks up the street, down the street, walks up, grabs a hand, door handle, pulls it.
Is it unlocked?
Not locked. Okay, good. Cracks it open. He kind of like peeks in to see if anybody's like milling around in the vestibule or whatever, and then he walks in.
You don't see anyone right away. It doesn't look like there's any mass or anything going on. There are candles lit in the front, and you don't see the priest at the moment, but he's likely there somewhere. People probably would come in now only if they were like going to like say a prayer for something specific and like do the light the candle thing, for some particular prayer or blessing they want to give. So,
or to steal shit,
or to steal cool water.
Yeah. So he walks in. It's not like you said. It's not like a grand church or anything, but. Erin hasn't been in a church in a while. Like he'll go with his mom to Christmas mass, like midnight mass. She'll talk him into it, and he'll go, So, but he didn't go last year because they were doing something or whatever. So he goes in and he's just kind of like, kind of soaking it in. And there's like maybe some low, like pre-tape music in the background. You smell the incense and shit, and he's like, he kind of gets like that Catholic guilt thing going on. So he kind of like, he goes up and he, genuflects in front of the bowl, and it's like rote, like he did this forever. And he, looks, doesn't see anybody. And the things are not that big, right? Like it's not like
it's pretty small.
It's pretty small. So he kind of like tries to scoop up a little bit in the thing, and he like quickly like puts it in his coat, and then he's looking at the big fucking cross with Jesus on it in the front, and he's like, so he kind of like shuffles, and then he kind of walks down towards the front, and he genuflects again at the end of the pews, and he goes over and he grabs a little piece of palm, he lights a candle, he's stands for a minute, and he just kind of mutters a prayer for the group, that nothing bad happens, and like, hey, sorry for stealing your holy water.
Okay. And then I'm guessing you're leaving after that?
He'll be like, he doesn't spend like a real long time. He just, like that Catholic guilt thing kind of hits him, and he just kind of like, he doesn't run down the aisle, but like, kind of quick walks and like, does the thing, and he like lights the candle and, like says a quick prayer. And
okay. As you're walking out, you hear a oh, wie kann ich der meinen so helfen?
He like stops and turns and he says, I American, I don't speak German. I'm sorry. I wanted to light a candle. Like he's making the movements like with the thing to like, I am lighting a candle.
Oh, you're American.
Oh yes. Oh, hi. So glad you speak English. We're
a very international organization, so we must know many languages typically.
Yeah, we don't learn very many other languages in America. Yeah, it's but no, yeah, I just I was in town and I saw the thing, and he like he pulls out the silver cross, and he's like, my Irish, I just saw the church, and I felt compelled to come in and say a quick prayer.
So you're a good Catholic then. That's very rare these days.
I'm okay. Catholic. I mean, my mom's super Irish. I mean, it's
Oh, of course. Is there anything I can help you with? Any say a blessing, perhaps?
no, just I think we're good. I just I lit a candle and it's good. I want to my friends were waiting for me in the car. They kind of were giving me a hard time about it.
Well, don't let me keep you. If there's anything I can help with, you're always welcome, obviously, whether you're from here or not. We're more than happy for outsiders, visitors, to join our church. Our mass will be on Sunday, obviously. We have Saturday mass as well. You're more than welcome to join us. It'd be great to see a friendly face.
Thank you, Father. Thank you. Maybe I'll see if I can get these guys to come with me.
Oh, excellent. Yes, everyone is welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. You have a beautiful church.
Danke.
He just he puts his hands up and gonna get some one of those fucking celebrity kind of yeah.
Guten Nacht.
Good night. He kind of backs up and then turns and shoots out the door.
Okay.
Runs down the steps, kind of checks to make sure that still some water in the glass and.
Yep. I mean, you got a little. Obviously, when you're sticking a pint glass in a little bowl, you don't get a giant amount. But
yeah. I'm thinking just a last swallow in a glass kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he runs in, gets in the car, and he's like, I got it. It's just a little bit. The bowl's not that big. I mean, we probably should have got a salt shaker.
Dude, what the hell would take me so long?
I lit a candle. The priest came. It was a whole thing.
All right. Well, yeah, we're gonna have to transfer it into something. Well, I take that back. I don't think we should be talking about this in front of the cab driver. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I don't say that out loud. I just kind of nudge them and stop talking, kind of a thing.
Yeah. All right.
Otherwise, you're gonna get a what?
Yeah.
Huh?
All right. Well, back to the hotel, I guess.
Okay. You head back to the hotel. It's uneventful. You get back. It's probably 9 o'clock or so. It seems like the same old routine at the moment. You hear music from the ballroom. There are people in fancy outfits kind of on their way there. People coming back from dinner. Pretty lively at the moment.
So what's the plan, guys? I mean, you want to try to find the countess, or what do you want to do?
Did either of you guys bring any or did any of us bring any capsules that you would put a medicine in, or a powder, or that kind of a thing?
That's super specific. I would say probably no.
Yeah, probably not. Okay. I guess you couldn't put water in that anyway, because it would fucking dissolve.
I mean, with preparedness, you could have Tylenol capsules, but I still feel like if you're gonna roofie someone with water, water's easier to roofie someone with than a pill. It's water.
No, I need a way to slip it into the drink.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you could just walk in with a glass, right? And then,
Yeah, but I can't just take her glass and dump my big glass of water into her fucking glass. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you get her alone back in her room. You let me pour up some, whatever.
No, I can't walk around with a little bit of water in a glass all night and then go up to a room with a fucking little bit of the same glass. You know.
All right.
Yeah, I need a way to get a little bit of the water, because it need to be a lot. It's probably like, it's blessed. Supposedly, it's probably like a molecule is going to be fucking fine. So we just got to get a little bit of it into the glass, and she's going to be drinking. Whatever she's drinking, she's going to drink. So we got to get in I got to get in fast when I first see the bitch.
Fuck, I don't know.
Well, let's think for a minute.
Let's not think for 40 minutes because it sucks when I have to edit.
Yeah. I think the audience enjoys the thinking.
Yeah. Is there some kind of role we could make to get the GM to help us for like what would be the best like delivery mechanism other than just like pouring it from another glass? I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Like some small container.
How about we we don't have any kind of a spongy material, do we?
I mean, you get like a cotton ball or something, but that's going to evaporate.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, you could put it in there. You would have little miniature shampoo bottles in your room.
I was going to say they probably have a mini bar with the little alcohol.
You would have a mini bar.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a good idea. Oh, because I could just put it. We could just mix it in even with some of the alcohol in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you could even put it in the alcohol and just say, "Hey, here's one for the road."
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of homeopathic things are preserved in alcohol. If you take those like those Bach flower bullshit things, they're in alcohol. So I don't think it's going to ruin the potency of the holy water.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if you put that into alcohol, it makes it an elixir. By definition of old-timey pharmacy, elixirs were mixed with alcohol. That's why they work pretty well, because they got you drunk.
Nice. Are we making potions now? I feel like this is a very special episode.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Randy. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Let's we'll dump a little bit out.
Yeah. Take a couple swigs of vodka, throw it in there. We're all good.
Hey, do you remember what she was drinking last night?
But no, I don't.
Fuck.
Was it wine or something?
I don't know. You were with her all night. Fuck, I don't know.
Oh, she wasn't drinking when we were upstairs. No, she wasn't drinking.
Shit.
I think that we can. I
guess if you, I'm gonna see. I'm not sure I said that, but if you have some sort of general, there's not really like a remember check.
Shouldn't have to roll for that. We should just have good memories. But of course, should you?
Notice. Do a notice check, because did you take note of what she's drinking more than?
Yeah, there you go.
Hold on, I'll tell you whether or not he's got notice. I have the sheet up. He's got 2 points of notice. So you can just do a straight roll, or you can roll and spend 1 or 2 points. I mean, I don't know how important it is.
I'm gonna roll. I'll just roll.
Okay.
All right.
Well, technically, you're not really rolling. You're shaking your phone, but I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
It's rolling around in its phone.
Actually, I don't like taking rolling away from people, but I'm going to roll this one because your answer accuracy will depend on whether you roll well or not, and I don't want you to know whether you rolled well or not. So.
This guy doesn't have dice either. Fucking guy.
Yep. It was. we pick on Brett, and then Neil doesn't have any dice either.
No, I don't either, because she was drinking gin Rickeys, as far as you remember.
Gin Rickeys? What the hell is that?
It's a mixed drink. I don't remember what the rest is, but it is. I can tell you
the blood of some guy named Ricky.
It is. It is gin, half a lime, and carbonated water.
Okay, that's easy. So I'll just take. Yeah, we'll take the vial. I would suggest we just dump it out because if I have to just be sort of clandestine about just dumping it into the drink because I can offer to buy her one of those, and then I'll just pour it in when no one's looking.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll work.
I mean, you could also just this one. I'll give you the roll. Roll d6, no modifier. Idea check.
I got a 5.
One alternative, if you were hanging out with her in your room, would be to offer to make her a drink, and then you could just pour that into a drink.
No. Yeah, I'm thinking about because frankly, if she starts turning into Satan or some shit, I'd rather it be like in public. You know, so I want her if she's down.
Okay.
Already in the ballroom, I want to attempt it. With what she's already drinking.
But you just have to make sure that you really hide what you're throwing into her drink because regardless of where you're at, if somebody sees that, we're going to be in deep shit.
Oh, yeah. I know. I'm going to have to do it. Hey, listen, man. I've drugged plenty of women. Don't worry.
Wait, what?
Nah,
Wait a minute. Okay, good. So I was going to say this friendship is going to end very quickly.
The question, I guess, would be, does Jack have filch?
I don't believe so. I do.
Because that's going to take a pretty tough filch roll in a crowded ballroom.
Well, I mean, is anybody specifically looking at her glass? I mean, you can see that the other way, too. I mean, yes, there's a lot of people, but is any one particular person...
I mean, if nothing else, it's going to take a 4 filch check. For sure. That's just regular.
All right, let me just bring her up to my damn room, then.
All right. So if you're
I don't want to ruin your plan. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people that report people slipping shit into people's drinks in bars. So, like,
well, here,
people notice it all.
Our rooms are connected, right?
We're on the same end of the hall.
The same end, but they don't have a direct door.
Okay, well, here we'll say this: say anything goes down, we'll just have a safe word. You can say, Gin Ricky really loud or something like that. And if we hear that, then we'll come guns blazing.
He'll probably be screaming if she turns into some kind of fucking monster.
Well, then that will be the turn. That will be our safe word. Screaming really loud.
Yeah, well, we know that anyway. So
yeah, if we know that Jacques is screaming really loud, then we know shit is going down, and we come in guns blazing.
All right. Well, all right. So if he's going to do that, what are you going to do, Randy? Like, you're just going to hang in the room?
I wonder if I should try to send an email to that lady and see if we can get some information.
Yeah. I mean, we're probably on the same, time zone or whatever.
Yeah.
If she's in England or something.
Yeah. I mean, again, just like every single one of these, I feel like we're in the dark being like, okay, go find out what's going on here and make a good show of it. And I'm like, I like being this, private, group that does things, but man, this company is not very good at giving us information to succeed.
Yeah, but I don't think they know that's the problem, right? Like, they're like, hey, there's some fucked up shit. Can you guys figure it out? And we're like, okay, well, you pay the bills and shit, so I guess we're gonna go.
Yeah, I understand, but that's just a weird business model, don't you think? It's like if you're making clothes, it's like, okay, well, what kind of clothes you want? I don't know. Figure it out. It's like, okay.
But it's not really like a business, Randy. Like, they're a fucking secret government organization or some shit.
Well, I understand that, but they get money. They give money to us. It's a business, really. We just can't put it on our W-2s because then everyone will know.
I mean, I guess, kind of. Whatever.
Let's be fair. How many times does the FBI go, we have a bunch of bombs sent to Democrats and liberal news organizations It's this guy located here, and here's his attitude. Go get him. You're like the cops for paranormal shit. They just said there's a bunch of fucking bombs. Find the asshole. They don't know anything. They're not making pants. They're the FBI. They gotta just find some dickhead in a van in Florida, and they did it in a day, guys. Come on, get your shit together. They at least knew cultists. They knew where they were. They took more than finding random packages in a dickhead in Florida in a van. Which, how did they find that guy? That's
false
brilliant.
flag.
Oh, for God's sake.
All right, we're not going to do all this. So, yeah, if you want to, yeah, I mean, if you want to, like, send her a, yeah. So, all right, if you're going to do that, I'm going to go down. I'll try to chat up that receptionist. The one that was, when we came in the other night, if she's down there, like, you know, maybe I could, you know, maybe like if she's getting off soon, like I could buy her a drink and see, maybe there's some weird shit. Does she heard any stories?
Well, I have to check my room first, because I got to see what kind of bed they have in the room.
You don't know. We've been sleeping for like 2 days.
Well, I know, but I got to inspect the bed because I'm going to have to put my blades in a place where I can. They'll be hidden, but I can grab them in case shit goes down.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Because remember, I had those fucking awesome blades.
Yeah, they spin.
Yeah.
All right.
So I got to go to my room and like check that shit out.
Okay, good plan. You got to get to the little bottle of booze anyway.
Yeah. So I go to my room, and
Okay.
and so I got to look at the bed.
Okay. It's old style, so it's like king size. It's got like a fairly ornate headboard. It's not like a 4-poster or anything, but it has a footboard. There's like a chest, like a cedar chest at the, by the footboard that has like blankets and stuff.
Does it have the thing? Does it have the thing on the sides where the bed is in, or is it just nothing like that? You know what I'm saying? Does it have the wooden slats kind of things on the side, or no?
Do you want it to?
It'd be better for the blades.
Sure.
Yeah, because then I could kind of put them in there where they're not noticeable, but I could grab the handles if I needed to.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. There's like the box springs sit down in.
Okay,
yeah, like
good. So I put those in there where they just almost look like they're part of the decoration of the bed or something. Like you wouldn't see that they're like fucking blade handles.
Okay.
So that's all I need to do. I get the bottle ready. And I find the gin bottle. And I crack it open. I pour a little bit of the gin out, and then I put the water in there, and I shut it, and I just put it back in the fridge or whatever.
Okay.
And I guess I'm all set. I'm all ready. I'm looking good anyway. So I'm like, fuck it. Going down
Okay.
there.
So you head down to the ballroom.
So I'm looking around for the Countess.
Yeah, it's crowded. Not more than yesterday, but definitely, a party's going on. Quick survey of the room. You notice the Countess is dancing currently with one of the gentlemen that you recognized from the party last night. They're sort of, swing dancing style, sort of a not like slow dance romantic style, having a good time. And then they're kind of every once in a while will swap to a another partner and kind of like keep dancing with them, and everyone's kind of just having a good time. The Count is making his way more sort of more stiff, less of the like light type fun time, but he's still sort of making his way, schmoozing and dancing with ladies.
So I kind of go over to the dance floor, and I find an open space, and I do like a fucking awesome like breakdance kind of a move.
Okay.
Where I start like spinning around and shit, and then I like kind of get up and just start, jamming around a little bit.
You get like a lot of people are noticing, and you get sort of the like cheering, yeah, clapping, and they're like, check out those moves. And everyone definitely kind of takes note of you in the room.
So I'm dancing. So that, I go over to after the distraction. That's when I kind of make my approach to the Countess and start talking to her a little bit and dancing around. And I'm being more playful and kind of more touchy-feely than I was the other night.
Okay. She's definitely happy to see you, so she's dancing with you as well. And it's like, oh, it's so nice to see you. I didn't know if you would make it to the party tonight.
I wouldn't miss it for the world. I wanted to see you again.
Oh, that's flattering. It was a fun night, yeah?
It certainly was.
Oh, well,
Sorry. I'm not laughing at the... So, absolutely. Did you did you have dinner yet?
Yes, we ate a little early, but now it's time for drinks. And then like waves her hand, and then like, the waiters quickly scurry up with like more trays of drinks, and everyone's like, here, here, and
So, I say, hey, what are you drinking? Are you still drinking the gin Ricky like you were enjoying last night?
Oh, a smooth operator, noticing what the lady's drinking.
Now, and she had already been up to my room pretty much, right? The last night.
I think you were in her room, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so that ice has been broken.
Yeah.
So I kind of just, I kind of grab her, not in a aggressive way, but like in a sort of aggressive way, and just start dancing with her, kind of like really close.
Okay.
And I say, something like, oh, there's some drinks up in my room. If you'd like to be a little more private.
Oh, certainly, my darling. I'll go another round, but we have to have some more fun. It's so early for that. Far too early to turn in.
Oh, we won't turn in. We can. I think we. I think we should come back down. But I've been thinking about you all day. Blah blah blah. I say shit like that.
Yep.
Romantic shit, and that kind of stuff.
The gentleman she was dancing with a bit earlier kind of saunters up confidently. And it's like, why? Hello there. Sees, are you trying to take away my lady?
I say,
the night's still young. We've many dances to dance.
I say, I decide to be nice. I put out my hand, say, hey, friend, the name's Jacques, Professor Jacques Randall. And I say, all's fair in love and war, my friend. And I kind of give him a little like bear hug kind of thing, slap him on the back, bro hug.
Okay. He shakes your hand. Trevor Ballantyne. It's an honor. Obviously, any friend of the Countess is a friend of mine. I was just hoping you wouldn't take her away from the party so soon.
Well, the night is young. And if the Countess would prefer to stay and socialize, I certainly wouldn't take her away from that. And so I kind of look at her for a response.
She kind of blushes a bit and grins and says, well, I feel like I need a little bit of fresh air. It's a little stuffy in here from all of the movement. So we'll be right back. Order me another drink. Would you, dear? And he smiles and tips his hat and is like, why, certainly. I'll have it waiting for you in return. But remember, you owe me another dance tonight. And she, like blows him like the polite kind of kiss and then takes you by the arm and it's like, shall we?
Okay, good. So we leave the dance room and start walking. And so then I'm getting a little more like, kind of all over kind of stuff. Not in a way that would attract attention, but I'm just trying to get her to want to come up in the fucking room with me.
Yep. I mean, she definitely, she's interested for sure. Okay. She seems like, okay, then, let's go.
Then let's go. Let's go, baby.
And then go back to the party.
All right, good. So, we go up there.
What are the rest of the guys doing? Because that took a little bit of time. So, in the meantime, what are you guys doing?
Well, I'm probably just trying to get on the dark web, just trying to find that. What's her face again? I'm sorry, I'm bad at names.
Lady Branwynn.
Yeah. Her.
Okay. I guess you have an email. So what are you sending to her?
Man. Gosh, what should I say? Maybe I would just say, you've been so good to us in finding, how to take care of the Clutie. Was wondering if you could help me with one more thing. We're dealing with something that's a little more supernatural than we had expected, and a person attacked us by pushing a tree over, but not just breaking it from snapping it in half or whatever, but literally using, I'm guessing, their hands to wilt away the part of the tree on the bottom for it to crash down and try to take us out, and just putting out some feelers to anything at this point to see if there is anything that you may know of that may help us.
Okay. You send that off. John, what is Erin doing in the meantime?
He was going to go down to see if the receptionist that he was flirting with when they checked in was working, or if she was around.
Yeah, she works later shift, so sure.
Okay. We don't have a name for her. Do you want to?
Yeah, we do not. Her name's Ramona.
Ramona?
I have not. I'm pretty sure I kind of remember what accent I did.
I don't remember.
It's some variation of my shitty German accent.
Nice. Okay. So, is there anybody around? Is she just kind of, hanging out behind the counters? Anybody?
Hanging out, doing, it looks like she's doing, invoicing or some kind of, just administrative stuff. There's not really anyone, asking for much or checking in at this point.
Okay. So he strolls up to the counter.
As you approach, she looks up. Ah, hello there.
Hey, how's it going? Kind of a slow night, and he, looks around either side of the counter.
Once we fill up, that's always what seems to happen. Oh, is there something I can do for you, Mr. Dashel?
Perhaps a drink. What time do you get out of here?
Oh, I apologize. It's no offense, but we are not allowed to fraternize with guests as employees. I hope you understand.
I mean, your time is not your own when you clock out at the end of the day.
Well, it is, but it's frowned upon for us to get to know our guests too well, if you would.
Just a little polite conversation.
I mean, it's quite forward. You have me intrigued, sir, but I'm afraid I don't get off my shift until, probably 5 a.m. this morning, so it's going to be a little while. I could perhaps meet you for a coffee, but again, you might want to be up earlier than I would be leaving.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm always in the mood for a good cup of coffee.
Okay. Well, if you'd like to meet me in the lobby at 6, I would be happy to have breakfast with you.
We'll call it a date.
Excellent. Is there anything else you want? Is there anything else you're looking for this evening, or was it just to chat with me?
Just looking to meet your acquaintance.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure speaking with you. I look forward to talking further. As long as you don't, don't mention anything to the general manager. He gets a little stuffy about these things.
He gets like a mock offended look, and he kind of like claps his hand to his chest. He's, I would never. And he winks at her.
She laughs, chuckles. Well, you never know. Some men like to talk about all of their exploits, whether they happen or not. They like to exaggerate a bit. Boys will be boys, locker room talk.
Oh, for sure. He like zips his lips and makes like he's throwing a key over his shoulder.
She smiles and says, all right, well, I will see you early in the mornings then.
He doffs his hat and he says, I'm looking forward to
it. She nods and goes back to kind of doing paperwork stuff.
Okay. He wanders away. He'll I guess he'll go up to hang with Randy. I mean, he's not like, well, maybe he goes in and he checks out and see what's going on at the party.
Okay.
He's already downstairs.
As you are kind of going in, you notice Jack having a conversation with the Countess, a guy in a pretty, slick suit hat. And then they kind of smile, exchange, pleasantries, and seem to say goodbye. And Jacques walks out with the Countess while the guy goes back and starts chatting up a couple girls that are sitting at a table near him.
Okay. Is the Duke in there? Does he see the Duke?
Yes, he's in there. At this point, he's kind of at a table. There's a bunch of hangers on, just basically being vultures to the super rich guy.
Mm-hmm.
A mix of attractive women, guys that look like they're trying to get that big investment deal from the rich guy, that sort of thing. Just folks kind of trying to like play the I'm an important person talking to a royalty type gig.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, he goes and sits at the bar. He orders something simple. Kind of in the corner, sort of back to the wall. Kind of takes it all in and like just nonchalantly like pulls out his phone. He'll shoot a text up to Randy. He's just trying to look like he's unimpressed with the goings on kind of thing. Like, not getting caught up in the like, oh, sure. Notice me. He's like completely opposite. He's like, you fucking people. Like, I'm so important. I'm just here, like, looking at my phone.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. You get a drink. You are hanging out. have to do a little bit of editing because I'm trying to debate where I want to go with this.
Does the audience want to hear in great detail about how the Countess gets the bandana hammer?
Yep. This is now an erotica podcast.
Yeah. Vote 1 for Brett. Vote 2 for.
Well, so while you're considering, like, Erin just texts Randy and says, hey, I saw, Jack left with the Countess. I chatted up the Ramona, the receptionist. I'm going to meet her for coffee in the morning. Anything on your end?
Okay. Neil, don't leave yet. You have to tell me if I find anything.
I got to think, take a drink.
All right.
Get a drink.
So basically, I text him back and I say, "I'm all quiet here. Haven't heard anything back yet." And just be like, "So you got the waitress's attention, but did you get anything in any detail at anything?"
So he texts back. He's like, "No, they're not supposed to fraternize. She gets off at 5 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna get up early and just come down and meet her for coffee."
Okay. And I'll just text him back and say that's something, and then send it.
Yeah, I text again, and it's like, hey, maybe she knows some weird lore about the hotel. I want to tell her that I have this thing with the ghost shows on American TV, and fascinated by the old building, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Randy probably wouldn't text back after that because he doesn't really know what to say after that fact.
Becomes that awkward text conversation. It's like, I don't know, should I respond? Should I not?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I kind of want to call you, but I was like, if I call you, then you'll be paying attention.
He just sends the thumbs up sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The devil horns,
The devil horns with the eyes bugging out, like, watch out for the devil.
Yeah. Okay, so
that's on the internet, guy.
Randy,
I regret my
texts.
What?
Randy, I a couple texts.
Okay. Anything important on those texts?
No, it was not exciting.
Okay.
Not your bad.
Well, I'm still trying to figure out how I want to play this, but okay. Well,
I say you roll a d6, and then if you get a 1 to 2, it's Jack. If it's a 3 or 4, it's Erin. If it's a 5 or 6, it's me.
It's not who's going to be affected by a thing, because it's how do I where yeah. Anyway, okay. I'm not even going to make you make a notice check. It's probably pretty obvious. There is in the ballroom. Erin notices that. I mean, it's a pretty wild party. Like, everyone's kind of, other than you, like, partying it up and, like, socializing and having fun. And it's kind of noticeable since you're looking around, there's another table across, like, all the way across the ballroom, again, by one of the windows. It's not, like, dark, but it's like, it's out of the way a little, like yours is kind of by the bar, with another just singular person, not dressed in like tux or anything, just sort of like casual dress, probably mid-30s, who is also by themselves, having a drink, it looks like. And you notice just kind of like, as you're both kind of like scanning the room, you kind of like lock eyes for a second and then kind of like keep the movement going, but that seems you're the only two kind of not partying.
Okay. I mean, he files that away. He tries to like surreptitiously look to get like a good, like if he needed to do like police sketch type shit, like he could get a good description of the guy.
Sure. Yeah. You could get a pretty good description. I mean, from, based on, a probably, like 50-foot ballroom, but sure.
Yeah,
you could recognize him again, in a lineup.
Caucasian, clean shaven, short, long, like, basic, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like, Caucasian, mid-30s, black hair, clean shaven, dressed, like, like a dark blazer, blue, just kind of your normal blue shirt. Can't tell what his pants would be. And he's he's kind of just like looking around, not necessarily uncomfortable, just kind of like also just kind of surveying the scene like you are. It just stands out because both of you are doing that, which that you're the only two in the ballroom doing that. So
okay, is he close enough to the bar to talk to the bartender, or like he's at a table off?
Oh, you're like one end. You're one end, and he's the other end. So it's kind of like bar internal side plus table. This is like the windows to the outside.
Yeah.
Kind of, right? So you're like opposite ends of the room.
I'm tempted to send him a fucking drink, but I don't.
That might be taken the wrong way.
Yeah, well, that's true too, I guess. No,
you send him a drink, and then you go.
No,
why do we have this podcast?
No, he makes note of it. Like I said, he tries to get a description. He will kind of keep eyes on him then for the next little while. Like if he gets up and leaves, if he seems to be focusing on any particular person.
Yeah, currently over a little bit of time, not necessarily. He kind of, I mean, he's sort of watching each kind of group, just kind of seeing, like, survey, like it's like people watching almost to you. And relatively, he's not like pounding drinks or anything, getting hammered. He's just kind of like sipping casually. And he doesn't make any moves to leave or anything, at least in the short term.
Okay. So Erin like pulls out his phone again then, and he texts Randy and he goes, there's a fucking guy down here, like just by himself, like watching everybody. Like we locked eyes across the room. And I don't know, it just seems weird, like he and I are the only ones down here that aren't like doing anything.
Okay, so Randy texts back. He's like, okay, has he made a move to do anything, or is he still just sitting there?
He texts back. He's like, no, he's just sitting there. It's like he's people watching. I don't know. It just struck me as weird.
All right. Well, Randy actually calls Erin instead.
So he's not expecting, like, he's going to put his phone back in his pocket. He's like, oh, fuck.
Yep. Buzz.
Punches the button. Yo, man, what's up?
Just pretend like you're having a casual conversation. Like, I don't know, whatever. We are having a, yeah, exactly. There you go. Perfect. So you said he's just kind of sitting there scanning the crowd?
Yeah, he's like I'm in one corner of the room. He's on the other corner, like he's out across by the windows and shit. He's he's like sitting there, and I was, so I was looking, and I was kind of like scanning the crowd. The Duke's down here with a bunch of people, and like, like our eyes crossed in the middle of the room, and like they kind of held for a second, and then we both kind of like looked away, and I mean, he doesn't look familiar, really.
Mm. Well, do you think he could be that dude that tried to kill us?
I don't know. I mean, we didn't get a really good look at. I mean, he's sitting down. I can't tell how tall he is or anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the only thing I can. Well, that's one of the things I can think of. Another thing I can think of is maybe that's somebody else that's, I don't know, checking out the situation here at the hotel. I don't know.
I would like to think that Edward would have told us if there was someone else, but
Edward, yes, he's got all the information for us.
I mean, he could just be like a regular guest, right? I mean, he could just be some random dude.
Oh, come on! Like some loser is just gonna sit at a table by himself, scanning the room when it's this big shindig and everybody's just partying down.
I don't know. Maybe he's got like fucking anxiety or some shit. I don't know.
That's true. We can't. I don't know.
You'd be surprised when you worked at the bar how many people would come in and just sit by themselves and fucking drink. It's kind of sad.
But, those are people you got to watch out for, though. You just never know.
I was gonna go over and say something, but I don't. If he's not going to draw attention, I don't want to draw attention,
Yeah, I wouldn't make the first move, that's for sure. Maybe it's something where you just, casually hang out, and then, if he does anything that's out of the ordinary, then maybe make your move, Maybe just follow behind him a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. All right. I mean,
another thing you could, what you could do right now, actually, while you're talking to me, why don't you pretend like you're looking something up on your phone and you can't put me on speaker. Shit. Okay, do this, okay? Before you hang up with me, pretend like you're still talking to me, okay? Pretend like you're looking something up. Make sure you turn off the flash on your phone and take a picture.
But he's all the way across the room. I don't think it's going to come out.
Well, it's better than nothing. I mean, you can try.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, our forensics team, I'm sure, can really, clean up that picture if we send it to them.
All right. Well, hold on. I'm gonna act like I can't hear you. And he pulls the phone away, and he's like, kind of like puts his hands up, and he flips over to the camera, and he boosts the fucking zoom up, and turns off the flash. Punches the button and
Do you have photography?
I don't.
You're gonna have to make a photography roll for that.
Okay, I will. I don't, but I will.
He's gonna have to make a photography roll just to take a picture with his phone.
Well, does it work?
Yeah.
Does it look good at all?
No, I rolled a 1.
I'm kind of having to deal with this game almost like making it into Call of Cthulhu, where you do fail shit, because sometimes if I just am everything works, I'm not sure it works as well, but we'll find out.
I don't know what game you've been running, Neil, but there's not been a lot of stuff that's been going right. We've just kind of just tripped into shit.
It seems like it's working pretty well. I don't know.
Okay, all right.
Well, next mission, I'm going to give you literally every single detail. I'm going to see how boring that game is. I'm going to tell you who it is, where they live, what monster they are, what its weaknesses are. We're going to see what happens when you have all the information, and I bet you still die.
Probably.
Somehow.
But we'll know what happened to us. We'll know.
I'm giving you all the information, and it's either going to be the boringest episode or the best episode.
Sweet.
I
bet you'll be the best. I bet you'll be the ladder.
Well, I failed. I rolled a 1, so somebody bops.
You take a picture, and it looks. It's as good as a cell phone's going to get from across a room, right? Yeah. Sure. It might help, Randy, if he saw the guy, might be like, that kind of looks like the blur of the guy I saw in the picture. But like facial recognition stuff probably isn't gonna work. Just based on the fact that it's kind of, you can't enhance CSI it to like 4K resolution.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, he's sitting in the corner. It's kind of dark. That makes sense. I got a picture. I mean, it's kind of dark. I don't know if it's going to come out.
Then Randy just texts back, son of a bitch. Because I just basically told you to hang up after we were done, just because I wanted it to be a little more discreet or whatever.
Yeah.
A waiter comes by just a couple minutes after you hang up with Randy and puts another whatever you're drinking, Erin / Charles. And he says, from the gentleman at the table across the room, and then walks off.
Randy texts him, don't drink it. He just has an epiphany and sends him a...
Wait a minute. We can't metagame that.
Yes. I've really leveled up since last time. You just
if you did put points in psychic powers, I'd let you do that.
That would be awesome. I mean, next time, that's what I'm doing. Psychic powers it up.
I mean, there's one character is allowed to have psychic powers, and I would totally let you have a premonition if you had 1 point in it. You could have had that premonition for sure.
Sweet. I'll remember.
If Randy ends up being the psychically sensitive one, it would be amazing because he's going to be such a dick about it.
I sense McDonald's is very close, and
then hold it over fucking Edward's head, like, oh, who's the fucking superhuman here? Fucking rub it in every day.
Ooh, I've got a secret organization. Well, guess what?
You're like, I can fucking remote view your goddamn headquarters. Yeah, I just blew your mind. Who's in charge now, Edward? It's gonna be a real fun time.
Erin just like looks down at the glass. He looks up to the guy. Does he acknowledge it all?
He looks at you and he kind of just goes. He does like a
raises his glass.
Yep, and then he takes a drink.
I pick up the glass. I raise it and kind of like tip it to him.
Okay.
And he puts it to his lips, but he doesn't drink. Like he's drinking some like high-end whiskey, so he's in like a fucking rocks glass. So he just kind of like tilts it. Okay. He smells it as he's tipping it, see if it smells funny. Or like he was a bartender, so like, not that he would know for 100% if liquor was tainted, but like if it was something obvious, like if it smells weird or whatever.
Yeah. Roll for smells like poison.
Well, then he'll lick his lip, right? See if it like tastes weird, smells weird.
No,
don't make that lick lipping too obvious, though.
The guy looks back and goes, the sexiest of movements. Look, ladies and gentlemen, try that at the bar next time you go. Just do that to somebody. We're going home with you. Or you're going home with the police. One of the two will happen. Great. God, why? You should cut all of this out. Because cut all of those motions out. I'm going to get letters on the internet. Okay. It smells, and as far as from just the little taste you get, tastes just like what you had in your glass, the other glass you ordered.
Okay.
We're going to cut back to Jack while you're contemplating.
Okay, so we're up there. I'm doing all the, flirty stuff, whatever, and I offer to make us a couple of the gin rickies.
Okay.
And so, I make the drinks, and I of course pour her first the holy water gin.
Yep.
As I make the drinks, and I bring them over, and makes doing what I can to make sure she's at least going to take a sip before the festivities begin.
Okay. Yeah, she's like, cheers to another wonderful evening.
And cheers. I couldn't see if you made the drinking motion.
She does. She'll, if you clink, she drinks.
Oh, okay,
right
yeah,
after,
so definitely.
Yeah. She takes a very hefty chug. You notice her kind of. She's kind of does like a, and it's like, what gin did you use? This tastes terrible.
Uh-oh. I go, uh-oh. No. I say,
wait.
I just, I say, let me take a sip. And so I take her glass and I definitely take like a good swig of it. So, it would look like if it was poisoned or something, I wouldn't drink it,
Yeah.
So I drink it and I say, "Oh, you're right," and I make kind of like a face, and I go over and I take the little bottle thing, and I kind of smell the bottle, and I'm like, "Oh," I kind of just make it like, maybe this must be old or so, I make some kind of excuse about it. It just doesn't seem very good.
Sure.
So I take
Perhaps someone had switched this out with some kind of, one of those, they just cheap things. They refilled it or something to be cheap. So they don't have to pay for the bar fees,
It could be. So I say, okay, well, what else? Would you like something else?
Yes, I would. And she unzips the back of her dress, kind of like lets it slip off, and just kind of looks at you like,
Okay. Well, then, like I said, it depends how detailed your audience wants. So, we just,
I think we're gonna cut to fade to black, but give me a notice check if you're gonna sleep with her.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen.
Sure. Obvious.
It wasn't roll to see if it happens. It was roll to see if you noticed something.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
See, Venari needs that kind of.
Well, if you didn't sleep with her, the notice check may not be necessary.
This isn't gonna be like that movie Teeth or anything, is it?
It is not. But also, by the way, the drink did to you taste fine, but diluted slightly, very slightly, but mostly.
Okay. Mostly fine.
Just so you know, it didn't taste weird to you.
Oh yeah, I know. I figured that. Where's my damn dice?
You don't really have any.
It's on your phone. It's a bunch of ones and zeros. I'm one to talk. I'm using fucking Tondi's dice roller still. Dice Heroes. Is that still a podcast? Are they still going?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 4.
Okay. Okay. You are in the throes of passion. You guys are really getting into things. Okay. As things are happening, you kind of like do a movement to brush your hand through her hair, or if you want to be more aggressive, maybe you're doing like, I'm going to pull that hair, baby. Whatever you do. You notice a bony protrusion that feels an awful lot like a small horn on at least one side of her head, on the forehead, right above the hairline, that seems to be covered off. She kind of has like a bouffant, right? But you definitely notice that. What do you do? So you guys are doing it.
Yeah,
And you
I
definitely
just
are like,
I'm
you
just
definitely feel that.
the whole time, like, it's going down, but I also, like, in the back of my head, like, I'm very vigilant, you know.
Yep.
So I just make note of it. I don't make any kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's
Okay.
no reaction at all.
Okay.
Is there a stability check?
Actually, that's a good call. You're gonna need to make a stability check for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Remember,
that's
I'm a
pretty
truck
fucked up.
driver, though. I've seen a lot worse than that.
Yeah, I mean, I know, like, I don't remember. There's a word for. I just heard it on a podcast. The word for, like, prostitutes in, like, truck stop parking lots, but I don't remember the word for it. There is a word for that, though. Apparently,
All right, I got a 5.
it doesn't freak you out at all because you were like, there's this chick's either a vampire or something. So you were waiting for, like, teeth or something.
Well,
so that
that's the
seems
thing,
to be like the least of your problems.
Like, I knew after she reacted to the thing that it was like, oh shit. So, like, I kind of, that wouldn't have shocked me too much at that point.
Okay.
So-
Typical dude. I definitely know this is some kind of supernatural evil creature. I'm going to bone it, but be careful. Like, such a dude reaction. I'm just going to watch out really good.
Like, well, look, she's super hot, right? Like, even if she's got horns, like, look at her.
I know. She is super hot.
Yeah, the horns aren't, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's just I'm not gonna say it. You guys fill in that joke.
She's horny.
I was gonna say it. It makes for great handles.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, that was a joke someone else wrote. I don't even take credit for it. It was about whatever they're called in D&D, the half demon people. Tieflings, yeah. It's like they just make great handles. Anywho, I'm a horrible person. I'm sorry. Hashtag me too. Hashtag I'm sorry to hashtag you too. Everybody, please don't.
I'm just gonna
judge
edit
me.
everything out.
God damn it, John. Don't edit this out. This is great content. Everybody respect ladies. Don't hope that they have horns, and that if they do, it is not handles. Just so you know, it's like a natural appendage. It's fine. If they're a demon or tiefling or
goat.
Not a goat. If it's a goat, don't use them. Just don't use those horns. Just don't do it. It's
true.
I am against it. This is all getting cut. I don't even know if John's going to put end credit.
No, this can't get cut. This is what makes it entertaining.
I don't know if the end credit jokes are even going to get this one. This is going to be behind the Patreon paywall. Okay, so you just you just keep going as normal, and you're not like investigating for are you going to like just go like you're just gonna be like I'm not gonna make waves, you know what I'm saying, because then she'll know what's going on. Sure.
So no, I have it's like 2 out of 3 strikes at this point, so I pretty much know what the fuck's going on.
Okay, so afterwards she's like you're doing like the after time pillow talk. And she's all like, that was great. I'm glad you were here on your vacation. You're such an interesting guy. I knew that it'd be fun to party with you. She's like, do you need to rest up, or should we go back and get some more drinks?
I say, let me see here. I say no. Let's go down. Let's go down and party and rejoin the party. But while we're getting dressed and shit, I start asking her about like I kind of want to know about her brother. I'm like, how do you guys? I can't remember if I had asked her this stuff before, like the first night. I don't think so. But I kind of just I ask about, hey, do you and your brother live here? like all the time? I mean, like what's the deal?
I wouldn't say all the time. It's a nice break from, our normal duties as royalty and whatnot. I mean, this is a good place to get away. Most people don't know us, and so we get to let our hair down, as you might say. And so he can wine and dine the ladies, and they love it. But we don't have any of those expectations here. There's a bit more of a, I don't know, more of a code here where. We don't really, they don't allow paparazzi or any cameras and things like that to be, taking pictures of any potentially embarrassing moments. It lets us let off a little steam. It's so expensive that it's very difficult for other people to even stay here. So mostly it's people who also don't want that information to get out there. So it makes for a great distraction, from the rest of our time.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm glad that you have a place like that you can get away.
Can you see the chat, Brett?
I
assume not. I posted in the chat. Maybe ask her where she's from. I mean, if you could work it into the conversation.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So you where are you and your brother from? I mean, are you? I know you're countess of where?
The official titles get very specific. They're like each region has multiple estates and all that. But I guess technically you could say I'm the Countess of Freiburg. Not of that region, right? But a titled noble family from that region, a sub-region.
And your family must go back generations then, huh?
Oh, many. At least back to the 1500s, perhaps even 1400s. I believe we could trace it back. There was some sort of treaty created all of the noble houses.
Oh wow, that's fascinating.
But the history here it goes back and back and back. But it's nothing like I bet back in those days it's very boring, and people were just sure as they could have these parties and things, but there was nothing like there is today. We get to really live in this age of such exciting times, all the discoveries and the technology. It's great.
Yeah, I'm sure people lived a lot shorter lives back then too.
Oh yeah, I mean, you and I would probably not have made it this far. Well, as royalty, I guess I would have. Well, the royalty lives pretty long, but if you and you seem to do quite well for yourself. Professors were quite well paid, so you probably would have made it past your age now, but not many. Most people died of plagues or diseases, or just murdered. It happened,
I can see. Well, they didn't have the dancing and the music that we have today, so let's get down there and have some fun.
Yes, let's do it. You know what? If you don't mind, I know you seem to prefer the slower dances, but I just can't get enough of Katy Perry.
Katy Perry, now that's an export from America that I'm very fond of.
Oh, I have to say, I love your American music. It's so fun and free.
So I kind of give her a pat on the ass and we start going down.
She grins at you, opens the door, goes through, and arm in arm walks back to the ballroom. It's been let's just say we'll make Jack seem like a real badass. An hour and a half. This episode is going downhill, guys. I can't do sex talk in
Well, that's what I'm
episodes.
saying. It's a little weird, but what are you gonna do?
It's just real awkward. But I want it to be realistically described as something cool and not just like, okay, you guys did it. Now let's next scene. Anywho. Randy. You do not hear any like screams or pleas for help that you can tell. There's no safe words yelled. So you're sitting there about a half hour in. You've texted with Charles/Erin a bit when you get you've got mail. Yeah, that's right. You still use AOL. No, you don't. I'm not gonna make you use AOL. I really
He's
want
tech
to.
savvy. He is not using AOL. Come
I
on.
really want to fuck with you as the one guy who still pays for AOL because like 5 people still do.
If you give me premonitions, I'll AOL the hell out of everything. I don't care.
I will totally let you take the psychic path if you want to take a point in it, and then start building them. Totally allowed.
Oh, can't wait.
You get like a whatever your notification sound is for emails. You get an email back. Sounds interesting. Didn't think I'd hear from you so soon. You still owe me 1 favor. I guess if you want to owe me 2, we should talk. I can probably find some information. And then like a link to some deep web chat service that's through Tor and anonymized and all that. That's not Skype.
even though Randy kind of has this inkling in the back of his head that maybe these Erin are these favors she's gonna owe her, or favors he's gonna owe her, or something I don't want to do. Possibly.
You have no clue at this point, but
no, I really don't. But I kind of go for it anyway. I go, how would I phrase it? I'll just say, I guess I owe you 2 favors.
Okay. Are you gonna click the link or wait for a response? I guess.
I wonder.
It did say, okay, so it said like, or you're gonna owe me 2 favors, and it's like, call me with like a smiley face or like a winky face with the link.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll check the link first.
Okay. You click the link. It opens up some weird, Flash looking. It's not Flash because that's probably insecure as fuck. Some chat looking window that you don't recognize. That's not even labeled with like a program name. It's just like X34236.001.A. And you pull up, you see like a scrambled, sort of like the scrambled face type thing. Hello there. It seems we are meeting again. You need some information from me.
Yeah, it looks that way.
I'm happy. I'm happy to give you some more information on it. But again, I haven't had the need for any favors recently. But owing to someone who's asking these questions, I believe, would be quite valuable in my future. Of course, if you're willing. I haven't provided you any information, so you only own me the 1 for now. And it's definitely like sexy Russian, Romanian accent.
Yeah. She's probably like
lady. Definitely a lady. Sort of. You can tell it's auto-tuned a bit.
Yeah.
It is disguised, but you can't
Probably
see
some
her.
Russian
You assume she
assassin.
can't. You assume she can't see you either. But
Okay. Boy. Now I'm
so,
starting
do you want to know the information or not? And I might have to ask a few clarifying questions.
Now he's really like sweating. Like he's just kind of like, oh shit. Now did I really do the right thing or not? Kind of shrugs it off a little bit, and he's kind of like, well, you know what? I guarantee you, the people that are working in this organization that I'm working for have done things like this too that they're not really sure of or proud of. So he's just going to be, what do you need to know?
Well, first, what questions would you like clarified? You sent me pictures of this altar with symbols. I certainly can, some of them easily identifiable through my sources. I have I don't want to get into the complicated nature, but in artificial intelligence, machine learning algorithm to search images online and on the deep web. Several of them have cropped up, but then it seems as if there may be other specific questions you're interested in. I can give you the generals of the symbols if you want to know. And then if you have more specific questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, well, I think the one thing that I was really concerned about is this person. I put quotes. I don't know if she can see me. Wilting away this tree and trying to crush us with it. I'm more concerned about that. I don't know if it ties into the symbols of the the altar or whatever, but
well, yes and no. The only reference I could determine from your description, granted, perhaps more clarity could suggest perhaps another energy, but it does seem as if what you were referring to was, as far as I could determine, ritual, magic is what you would call it, that is able to leech the life from any living organism, typically in order to gain additional strength or powers for the practitioner of the magic. However, in this case, perhaps a useful way to make it easier, obviously, to spring a trap on you. It doesn't directly associate with the symbols. The symbols are quite ancient from my reading. From the images you've sent, certainly ancient powers could help amplify the ability to channel these magics, these energies, but it's not necessary. There are many groups. You may call them cults. You may call them witches. I personally am offended by that. I wouldn't consider witch one to use. A true witch would not use such. I wouldn't say evil per se, but negative energies, negative magics, particularly to cause harm. Most witches are protective spells, light magic, if you will. So yes, I would say perhaps related, but not necessarily. certainly an arcane spell, capable from a number of groups, at least the rumors suggest several groups have had access to these magics. However,
anybody, is it something, I don't know if I specified, but we're in Switzerland right now. Is there any, certain groups and stuff like that were, that are, rumored to be around here?
It certainly could be. There's the only group that I would surmise has that capability within Switzerland is called the Cloaked Hand. They are a very ancient fraternal organization that are practiced magic users. They don't see a difference between evil and good magics, and so perhaps they would have access to this type of ritual or spell casting, but I don't see why they would be targeting you. They typically are academic organization, collecting the knowledge, but rarely practicing. There has been chatter. Does that mean something? Chatter.
Yeah,
talk.
Yeah.
Rumors going around of another organization that could be operating in the area. I'm not positive that they are. They are global, and at least based on what I've seen, quite dangerous. This is a secure channel, but I would ask you not mention my name when investigating this group, if possible. Is that agreeable before I tell you anymore?
You've done enough for me. The least I can do for you is keep you out of it.
Their name is Dark One. It's a primary. That's the primary organization. Dark :1 is how they identify themselves. I don't know much about them. They are very secretive, but the name comes up quite a bit, and then often those who mention them disappear or are incapacitated in numbers of ways. They have been involved in a number of dark rituals and seem to collect a number of cataclysmic knowledge subjects, almost an apocalypse cult, if you will. Perhaps they believe otherwise. Perhaps they believe something will be their salvation, but they would certainly be another group who's known to operate with this type of magic, with this potency. And there has been word that agents have been operating in Switzerland. Obviously, it's not my primary interest to deal with them, so I don't know if that's true. I haven't looked into it, but from what I've gathered, it is strongly possible they're in the area operating.
Okay.
Gotta ask about protection.
So something came up in my head when I was just hanging out here, and is there anything we can do as far as like trying to keep ourselves protected somehow? Like, are there any, any rituals that we can do, or is there anything we can have on our person that will help that you know of?
What in terms of the ritual that you were subjected to, without, there are. I mean, if a tree is falling on you in the woods, there are kinetic spells that could protect you, but you will need to be prepared for them. You must have prepared them ahead of time and have the energies ready. You must also be a practiced witch, magician, sorcerer. You must have a connection to those energies. Obviously, that is a physical threat. If you're asking for protection from the dark rituals in general, it depends on the ritual. Depends on what they would like to do. If they're trying to do the life leech on you, you could potentially create a token and token amulet, something physical, given the right ritual to potentially protect you from it, to ward off its effects. It would not do anything to them. They could still hurt you, but if they were trying to use that on you, it would stop it. It's very complicated. It's an involved ritual. Many things could go wrong, most of them harmless. I could probably gain access to this if you're interested, but again, it will only help if it's tried to be used on you directly. If you're asking for protection against them, the best way is to find them and deal with them while they're unawares. If they're not surprising you, it's difficult for them to ambush you. If that's your goal, you must identify them, and then deal with them as if you would deal with any other normal criminal or dangerous persons.
I get what you're saying.
Erin, like his shriveled corpse in a closet as the guy like closes the door of the lake.
Yeah.
All right, so basically, Randy can't think of anything else, so he just is like, you've been a big help. Just, when we're done with this call, I know that it seems like you're really good at finding your way, to not be found or whatever, but don't. I know you said that you're basically putting yourself in danger even talking about this, so just make sure your channels are clear, and I'll do the same here.
I appreciate your concern. I have many wards beyond the technological that I believe will keep me safe. Please be safe, because obviously I might need you for that favor sometime. I can't have you disappearing on me, or I'll never get that fulfilled.
That's true. Well, you know where to find me.
Indeed. Good talking to you. If you need anything else, let me know. Perhaps the third one is free. She has the chat.
Okay. Basically, Randy goes through and just tries to, you know, I don't know what you would do, but like basically, you know, lose whatever's going on here and destroy any evidence of that. We've talked, like, you know, I know where to find her, but all these other things that we've done tonight, I just want to try to get them lost. So,
yep, you can start wiping, cleaning any history, any email chains that you need.
Definitely.
Let's cut back to Charles/Erin.
What's the timeline? So, like, I'm assuming that's happening while Erin's like still.
Yep. You're
Has
like,
the drink come to me yet? Like,
no, yeah, that all. I mean, the whole conversation he had is probably during sometime the drink shows up during then.
Yeah.
It's after you've texted him, I guess, and then it showed up. So he's doing that right sort of after you got the drink, and Jack is doing what he do, but he has not shown back up in the ballroom yet.
All right, so Erin takes a deep breath. He was kind of hoping that, you know, Randy was going to call or Jack would show back up again, but he's like, all right. I mean, he had the same idea that I had, so there goes nothing. He just, you know, he says under his breath, you know, like, you know, Lord Huron, protect me. You know, they went to the Catholic church, so he was sitting the other side.
Yeah, he's really just asking for help anywhere. It doesn't matter. Please help me, anybody. Satan, help me out. Whoever, whatever.
So he picks up the drink and just very casually makes his way across the room, in no rush, no, you know.
Okay.
But clearly he's heading towards the table.
Okay. The guy kind of like notices you coming over and kind of shyly grins a little bit and takes a sip of his cocktail. And as you get close to the table, he kind of stands up and smiles and reaches his hand out.
Erin, he's in love with the fedora, so he's still got the fedora on. Like, so it was on the table. He puts it on to like cross the room. So he gets over, he doffs his hat, you know, sticks it out his hand. He goes, Charles Dashel.
Pleasure. Thomas Kine. It's great to meet you.
Appreciate the drink. This is certainly not a cheap glass.
I mean, I apologize. I'm not entirely comfortable in these types of situations, and I saw another person. You were sitting there by yourself, and I thought, maybe two kindred spirits could share a drink instead of sitting here alone and watching all of this cacophony go on.
Yeah, it's so he like pulls out a chair and like, sits down, unbuttons his coat, sits down. What brings you to Switzerland?
Business, working. I work for a luxury hotel chain, and we're
spying on the competition, huh? And he like gives him the elbow.
Yeah, he kind of like, or maybe, I don't know, well, I'm not allowed to say anything, but obviously, the competition with enough money can always be brought into the fold potentially if it's worth it. So we're supposed to find out. I'm supposed to kind of report how, what's it like, is it up to the standards of the rest of the hotels, that sort of stuff. So as long as I don't mention my employer, there's no insider trading risks or anything. So
Gotcha. It's a pretty swanky place.
It is. I mean, it seems like everyone's having a great time. What are your thoughts? I mean, clearly, you're here enjoying the enjoying the space. So what what do you think of the whole thing? From a someone who's not in the industry. I'm trying to critique every little thing. What's your impression?
Before we continue, he's American.
Yes, this is his actual accent. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, it's a pretty nice place. Out here on business as well. I say it's probably the nicest place that I've ever stayed in. That's for sure.
Wow, business. What are you in? Are you like a trader or something? Like a bonds guy? Because this is a pretty swanky place for travel for business.
Yeah, executive management. It's business.
It's boring stuff. So this is you think this is nice? Comparatively, you like the feel, you like the amenities, that sort of thing.
Yeah, the pool's really nice. I mean, it's kind of cold. We wandered around a little bit yesterday. It's pretty chilly outside, but the view is beautiful. The old architecture. I mean, you could feel the sense of history here.
I get that a lot. A lot of people really, you really get it. You feel like you're somewhere, right? It's not just this cookie cutter place. Yeah. So how long have you been here? Have you been here, long?
2 days.
Okay. So you're getting the lay of the land. It sounds like you're happy with the place. You think this is something that an American, someone of the persuasion who has enough money might be interested in this sort of this venue. It's interesting. I find it it's a bit raucous, even kind of the old days, but you don't really get that anywhere else.
No, we found it's pretty calm up until maybe like 10, and then the young money comes out and he kind of like gestures over his shoulder at the kind of like in the Duke's general direction.
Indeed, and they like to flash it around.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm complaining. If we owned the place, and I'd be trying to sell them 2 or 3 of those bottles of champagne at a time. So yeah, it sounds like you're quite impressed. So you said you're an executive. Any company I'd know?
I didn't come up with a cover name for the business.
Well, you better come up with a cover name for this.
Fuck. Shit, I don't know. Like Gensec. I'll pull it, or just listen to RPPR. Like an ongoing.
It's like, I haven't heard of it. I mean, there's a lot of companies on the market, right? You don't know them all. What kind of business is that?
Security. It's a securities business.
Oh. So you're in there, private security. Is this one of those Blackstone, Blackwater? What is that?
It's a private thing. There's not a lot, NDAs and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, of course. Don't ask, don't tell on some of those dealings. I know how this goes. Although in the hotel business, trust me, you can ask and I will tell. It's totally upfront. We don't have any. There are no black ops hotels, at least yet. Although, if you think that's a line of business, I could pitch that to my boss.
Sure. I put in a word for you.
I mean, that'd be great, right? Black ops hotels, Navy SEALs, or what is it? I don't know. There's the James Bond organization, whatever. They're all staying there like a spy hotel. That'd be pretty. That'd be interesting, right?
Make your murder mystery dinner that much more exciting, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'd be a lot of murders and a lot of mystery. Yeah, it's.
You know anything about this place? I mean, if you're interested in, what's going on. I just wonder if if there's any juicy gossip from around here. The staff's fairly tight-lipped.
It's interesting. I haven't found them particularly stonewalling any of my questions. Obviously, they don't know who I am. or what my business here is. So it's old. I know that. The bones are good. I've perhaps made a few walks through the employee areas, to see how things operate behind the scenes without them knowing. Everything seems up to snuff. It's interesting. I'll give it that. I haven't seen a place who's quite as wild routinely, but it's something of perhaps some of the more, the Paris Hilton crowd might enjoy a ski lodge for the snow bunny partiers and such. I think it could be a very good business opportunity. It seems managed well. The history's there if anyone actually is interested in that. But for the most part, the booze keeps flowing and the food is good. So I feel like it might have everything we need to really turn a tidy profit.
He raises the glass to him and says, "Oh, good luck on your acquisition."
If we decide to make it, I appreciate it. I hope you have an excellent stay here. I'd love to hear more if you're here for a while. Get your opinions, over a longer haul. I've been here, well, longer than I'd like to say, but it's one person's experience. Doesn't speak for everyone else's. Are you here for a while or?
For a week or so, yeah. Meetings and conferences and all that.
Certainly. Well, I'd love to hear any thoughts you might have. If you're interested, perhaps shoot me a call or a text and an email, whatever fits you best, and let me know how your stay was. Let me know what you think of the place.
Sure. You have a card?
Yeah, he pulls out a card, hands it to you.
He takes it, he kind of like flicks it, and pulls out his wallet, sticks it in there. He's like, all right, maybe I'll be in touch.
Excellent. Well, it was great meeting you, Charles. Good to have a chat with another, more sedate fellow, if you would. Try not to get caught up in too much of this craziness, but it was good talking to you. If you ever want to have another drink, feel free to stop by my table anytime if you see me.
Sure. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
Kind of nods and sits back and takes another sip of his drink.
All right. Erin will get up and start to wander away.
Okay. Where are you gonna go from there?
He stands, kind of takes in the room. We go out to hit the head, and then scope and see if Jack is back.
Okay. Yeah. On the way, you see Jack, kind of walking back. Nonchalantly but confidently with the Countess. They're kind of down the hallway as you're going to the restroom in the lobby area.
Okay. So yeah, he'll hit the head, and then he'll kind of come back out, and then just stand in the hallway. He'll call Randy again real quick.
What's up, man?
Yeah. So that fucking guy, he sent me a drink.
He did. Oh, whoa! When you didn't drink it, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, jeez. I literally had a thought man, I hope he doesn't send a drink to him, because I would have texted you. I would have told you, don't drink that drink. You never know what would happen. But you're still alive, so it must be all right. Dude, another guy randomly across the room, you guys meet, lock eyes, he sends you a drink, you drink it? Come on, man.
Well, I sniffed it and shit first. I just didn't down it.
Oh, you sniffed it. Did it smell like poison? Did it have the aromas of death and whatever? Maybe it's a slow working poison. You're gonna have to stay in my room. I'm gonna have to watch it all night.
God damn it! Look, so he gave me his business card. He's like a fucking hotel financer or something.
Yeah, that's what he wants you to think.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Look, he seemed normal.
You don't watch enough movies, do you? He seemed normal. You're gonna be the first to die, Erin. You're gonna be the first one of us to die. I tell you.
You send me in first all the time. First through the window, get in the truck with the fucking Clutie. Of course I'm gonna be the first one.
That's because we're around. That's why we let you do these things, because we're there to back you up. When you're by yourself, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, what was I gonna do? Fucking ignore him? What if he was one of the fucking cult guys or whatever?
That's true. You may have an in with this guy. He may be one of. You never know. He might be one of us. Maybe stupid Edward has got somebody keeping track of us or something. Maybe.
I don't think so. Shit. So I meant to ask this before. When he reached for his drink, was there anything on his wrist that I could see?
Good question.
Or when I shook his hand, like that's kind of his MO at this point. I'll roll if you want me to.
He automatically looks at wrist every time, and people are like, "What's with this fucking guy looking at wrist?"
Well, you just kind of like turn your hand a little bit so his,
When you didn't notice anything up front, but when he handed you his business card, he reached across the table, and he did have a tattoo on his right wrist that you couldn't 100% tell was the one you're looking for, but it certainly could have been.
So he's talking to Randy, and he's like, "Oh fuck, shit, yeah." When he gave me his,
you were a little tipsy from it, but you're like, "Fuck, oh fuck, whoa, wait a minute, yeah."
He had a fucking he did have a tattoo on his fucking wrist, man.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Fuck, I got poisoned. Fucking Randy, I got poisoned.
Well, how are we going to do this? Go in the bathroom and start throwing up. Just make yourself throw up. Just
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta go. And Aaron
all right.
runs back into the bathroom and just starts fucking jamming his fingers down his throat.
Okay, well, I know that's really difficult because I've tried it before, so we're going to need either medic test. You could give me a stability test if you really wanted. It's not gonna take stability if you don't use stability. That's just to end up trying to like. I'll give you maybe either athletics, filch for some reason. Medic for sure. Medic for sure. Scuffling you could use if you wanted, or stability. I'm just trying to think of anything. Outdoor survival.
While he's thinking about that, I grab my phone and I take off and I go to find him. I figured he's in a bathroom that's close to the ballroom, so I'm just gonna take off and try to find him.
Okay. Sure.
I spend 1 point and I'm gonna go medic.
Okay.
So that gives me a 4 total.
Okay. Yeah, you know how to get the reaction and you position yourself, because I've tried, by the way, guys, I've tried to make myself throw up like that before. It's really hard. I could not, I didn't work. I couldn't do it. It's like on that dumbass movie. 21 Jump Street. They try it and I couldn't get it to work either. It's shocking. Television makes you think it works really well. It doesn't. But you make yourself throw up and you start throwing up your drinks into the toilet.
All right.
For a few minutes when you hear the door kind of like burst open.
Erin, where are you, man? Where are you? Oh my God. Okay, never mind. I know where you're at. Oh,
yeah, I retch again, and like as I start to say, like, don't call me that.
You got this, man. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of you.
Oh man, I hope I'm not going to be fucking dead in the morning, Randy. That's going to really suck.
I
did. Damn it.
I wish the same. Shit. What we're gonna do? Flush you out with water? I don't know. Take you to a hospital? Should we take you to a hospital?
No, that's gonna be too obvious. It's gonna be.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Okay. All right. We're okay now. We're okay. Shh.
I think that's.
We're okay.
I think that.
We're okay.
Nasty. You ever try to make yourself throw up? It's like super hard, man.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I unfortunately haven't had to have that ordeal happen to me. So.
Oh man.
But you did it because you're a champ.
Oh fuck! Well, I don't want to be dead, man. I don't want to be dead.
Yeah, duh. I don't want to be dead. We all don't want to be dead. That's why we're here.
Oh fuck!
All right, man.
All right. Well, shit. I need some like fucking water. I gotta rinse. So he just like comes out of the stall and like flicks the water on and starts splashing water on his face. He like takes a cup full of cups his hands together and like gets some water, like rinses his mouth out and shit.
Okay.
I mean, I'd know him if I saw him again. He was American. He seemed pretty normal, but I mean, he had some kind of like, who the fuck puts a tattoo on their wrist, right? Like, we know these guys have them.
Yeah, it could. Who knows? It could be something. It could be nothing. But hey, at least we're being safe about it. You have his card, so maybe it's something where maybe if. Wow, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Maybe if we survive the morning or survive the night or whatever, then maybe you can give him a call in the morning to say, hey, it's don't really have that many friends around here. Maybe you'd like to join me for breakfast or something like that.
But I mean, he told me like just fucking, I could come and sit with him if I seen him. Like, he was asking me about my time in the hotel. I told him, it was a nice place and, whatever. Like, it was.
Did you tell him about us?
No. I mean, he thinks it's me.
Okay. Boy. Yeah, I think that you should stay in my room tonight because I have a feeling if he is one of these cultists or whatever, you don't want to be in your room tonight, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I gave him the fake name. I mean, I guess I could look that.
Yeah, he could find it out, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right, good plan. Good thinking.
I wonder if maybe we should leave all the lights on and maybe put one of the GoPros in there and just see if anybody comes and visits in the middle of the night. Maybe.
I mean, they might just take. Well, yeah. I mean,
if we hide the GoPro, they won't find it.
Well, I found the other one.
It's true.
But
we have live. We can do it live, right? Or we can just watch it.
I mean, yeah, it streams to your phone, but I mean, like, they found the other one. So, like, if they come in and they toss this room and they find this one, then they're going to know that I put the one in the Duke's room. And if he's in on it, I don't know, man.
I know, but at this point, like, if this person's who they say they are and they're coming after you, all of this stuff is for nothing anyway, because they're going to know it's us anyway.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, fuck.
Or if you're really scared to think that we don't want to do that, well then maybe I don't know. You just can't stay in your room. That's just the thing.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, so I'll grab a change of clothes and shit, and I mean, I didn't bring anything that would mean anything to anybody.
Yeah. I wonder if you put, trying to think of like sneaky shit to do. Like, sometimes they do like, oh, we'll tape a long hair along the bottom of the door. And if people, walk through it, then we know that they've come through and we can put the do not disturb sign on it. And then if we know, if that's been taken too, then we know that, somebody's been in your room. I don't know.
Well, we could put like the end table with like a wine glass on it or something. So like if they open up the door, it'll hit the table, knock glass over, and then if the glass.
There you go.
Well, but they could put a new glass though, right? I mean,
that's true.
Fuck.
But then the wine would be on the floor, and then they can't clean that up, can they?
Well, I mean, I guess they could run a fucking vacuum. Who the hell's gonna know the difference?
Yeah, well, I don't think you just run a vacuum to get rid of wine out of a floor.
Well, no,
that's just me. I'm not a connoisseur or anything like that.
I just meant like an empty glass. I mean, I guess we could put a full wine glass. Like that would be good.
Yeah, it's not. We'll just charge it to Edward. Who gives a shit?
Well, yeah. I mean, fine. I don't care about that. I didn't waste some good wine. I mean, shit.
Well, we'll buy some cheap wine down the road. Jeez, it's not our money. It's not your money. Don't worry about it.
I get it.
It's your life, man. Worry about your life instead of a fucking bottle of wine.
All right. So do you want? All right. So you want to do that then? We'll just we'll fucking order some room service or something and just like fucking stick something in front of the door.
I think that's a good idea. And then you can stay in my room. We'll, maybe we can talk to Jack. Maybe we can have him hang out in our room too. Maybe we can just take shifts watching you just to make sure that nothing's wrong with you, and just see how the night plays out.
All right. Well, so I talked to the receptionist. So I got a date with her at like 6.
Oh, you do? That's right.
Yeah,
well, let's worry about getting through the night first. Let's just worry about that first.
All right. I don't like
how are you actually? I'm gonna take a look at his eyes and just kind of like look him over and make sure that like it doesn't look like there's anything serious happening with him.
It doesn't seem like anything serious unless you want to try to do a medic check for something even more detailed. But from like looking at him, his eyes aren't dilated or anything. And
okay, I'm gonna do a flat roll and just to see, just because I'm concerned.
Sure.
So, that's a 5.
There aren't any physical signs of any poison type situation.
Okay, good. So basically, I'm just like, well, you look like everything is cool, so but we'll just do it just to make sure that everything's cool.
Yeah, my fucking.
We should probably find
hurt now. I hate you.
Who does? I don't. Yeah, let's just find Jack and let's go back to the room and let's call it a night. Or let's do the thing with your room and then get to our room and then just hang out. You need some rest. You've been through a lot. Let's just hang out.
All right. Well, I don't want to go back down because I don't want to go in with you if the guy's still there. So like, let me grab my shit and get squared up in your room. And then if you want to go down and get him, like I'll wait up here.
Sounds good. I'll do that.
We need like a safe word, like with banana hammer, right? We'll just you come back and say banana hammer.
Oh yeah, for sure. No one else will know that phrase, so that is definitely a good one to say.
All right. Cool.
All right, so we'll see you in a bit.
All
right. So I go to find Jack.
Okay. He's in the ballroom with the Countess. They're having drinks at a table with a bunch of people. Everyone's still kind of reveling and doing their thing. It hasn't yet moved to a private quarters.
Okay. So basically he walks into the ballroom and he just kind of looks like looks at everything, kind of looks at what's going on and he kind of shrugs like this doesn't really look like his scene, But he tries to lock eyes with Jack and just kind of like make it like as much of a nonchalant like motion, like with his head to kind of point it out the other way and see if he can tell or
yeah, he notices you come in, sees you make that movement.
Okay.
So Jack turns to the Countess and says, excuse me, my dear. I need to, one of my traveling companions, because they know we're together, right? They've seen us all.
Yeah.
One of my traveling companions is, looks like there may be a problem. Excuse me for a moment.
Oh, no. You're coming back, though, right?
I'll be back. I'll be back.
All right. Well, don't leave me disappointed for round 2. Boop.
So he gets up and goes over.
Okay. I'm gonna head out of the ballroom, just in the hall or wherever, just waiting for him.
Did Randy see the guy? Is he still at the table?
Yes, he's still at the table.
Okay. Wish you would have said that before. We don't have time for this. Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna worry about him.
I mean, if you want to cut here, we can always do back. But yeah.
Okay. Well, if I know it, if I know he's here, then I'm gonna stay in the ballroom instead.
Oh,
I'll just kind of wait for him, whatever. I'm not going out in the hallway.
Okay. Are you gonna have the discussion with Jack still, or do you want to cut it here? I didn't know if you're doing something other than talking to him, but
yeah, maybe we should just cut it here because I feel like it's gonna go into a place where it's gonna just kind of spiral down.
Well,
so yeah,
that's a good place to cut it. There's some suspense now.
Yeah, exactly. What will happen? Does that guy have the tattoo that we're looking for, or is it just Japanese for a friend, or or is it a tattoo that he got in high school that he regrets to this day? Find out next time on Fear Itself.
It's a kanji that says toaster.
Yep, exactly.
But he thinks it means sacrifice.
Nice. Cool. All right. Now we iris down. Randy comes in the room, sees the guy, motions for Jacques to come over and.
Yep.
Cool.
We'll see what happens next time.
I like some notes when that's happening.
Okay. Hey, you just have to spend 3 hours re-listening to the episode before we play next time.
Yeah, that sounds hard.
I'm planning on taking a full week off and just listening to all the previous episodes for the whole week.
Nice.
If
as everyone else should,
it would be the greatest commitment to this podcast ever.
In fact, I'm gonna record myself in the podcast.
Nice. He's going to make his own separate podcast. That's right.
You should do a podcast where you review each episode of this podcast.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I can do like a running commentary.
That's right. Oh, this part. Amazing. I was great in this part. Listen.
Hey,
this is the part where I came up with the best idea.
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. I would do that. That'd be fun.
That'd be amazing if we had
as long as it was also put out on the Legends Network.
Oh yeah,
it would have to be.
The
companion cast.
Actors commentary. Oh
yeah,
man,
I would do that.
That'd be amazing.
That's got to be Patreon exclusive, I think.
I'll bet you someone would pay for that because it would be hilarious. Just you commenting on how every episode would be a phenomenal extra content.
That's right.
Yeah, I would do that, man. That'd be fun. But there would be a lot of profanity, so it would probably have to be streamed on I don't know, some shit that's not going to get censored.
Hey, if it's behind the Patreon wall, totally fine.
Okay.
John, set that down. Note that down. Write a note.
It's been on my list for months. Just have to fucking do
not
it.
The Patreon.
Oh.
The Brett commentary on every episode of our podcast. People are going to pay for that, John. Come on.
23 episodes at an average of 3 hours a pop. It's it's nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
That's what I'm saying. I'll just I calculate my earned income for a week. The three you guys compensate me. And
okay, well now I'm not so sure about this idea. I don't know. Sounds risky.
We'll kick whatever they sign up at the Patreon for this specific goal. We'll kick that over to you.
Yeah.
All right. Listen. Speaking of, well, actually, not speaking of that. I'm just tired as hell, so I'm gonna go. All right. But I will see you guys soon.
Yeah. Have a good one, sir.
Have a good night.
Yep. You too. Talk at you later. Cool. Well, thanks for running. Thanks you guys for playing.
Yeah. That was a good one. That was a good one. We got some more stuff done. I wrote some notes on things to do next time, so we're ahead of the game.
The Lady Branwynn thing was awesome. It had never occurred to me to tap her again as a resource.
I wondered if you guys were going to go to her for anything, so it was good to go back. I actually, I had it prepared to know what she for you guys to get a hold of her if you needed to, because it was it's a really good resource on occult stuff. So
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, we may have to. Maybe next time you talk to her, want to see if she wants in on the organization.
Yeah, there you go. That'll be her favor. She'll be like, okay, you guys got to do this for me now with the organization. That's probably what's going to happen.
She's going to ask you to make Edward do something for you, and you're going to be like, fuck you, lady.
Exactly.
That asshole won't tell us shit, let alone
exactly.
You want us to know.
You can send all of the witches that you know to me. Not helping that fuck face.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Well, the ultimate reveal. Lady Branwynn is Edward. It decodes, and he's like, "Oh, take that, Randy." You just shoot yourself in the head.
He falls in love with her, and all of a sudden he takes the mask off.
Yep. It was me the whole time, and you're like,
"That's right. That's right."
I'm gonna kill myself. This is it.
Then Brett shoots him with the truck cannon.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how this whole show is going to end.
That's right.
Randy kills himself over Edward catfishing him, and then Brett kills Edward with the truck cannon.
Nice.
And
Erin goes back to bartending.
End of game. Great.
He becomes an alcoholic.
Yeah.
He lives at the bar.
Then you become the Patrick
Seamus.
Stewart in Roadhouse. Oh wait, no, never mind. You're Irish. You're nuts. You can't have a mullet, I guess.
Well, then he gets killed by the cultists in the final scene. Single tear. He's being stabbed to death.
Yeah.
He knew it was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a leprechaun comes and kills all them. From Leprechaun the movie with Jennifer Aniston.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Well, at least we know how it's all going to be storyboarded out.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone, that's how the story ends. If you want to just skip to the end, you don't even have to bother now. We told you exactly how all of this wraps up.
Yep. The only thing is that even though we talked about it and it seemed like it's only like 10 minutes of dialogue, it'll take us 14 hours to get through that.
Yep.
So.
It may take us 12 years to get to that point.
There are literally 10 sessions to make up the last episode.
That's right. That's right.
Because most of it's you guys talking about just everyday stuff. It's great.
Well, I had to laugh when I was talking to who is presumably the cult guy now at the table, that it was just like, work, how's it going? How you doing?
Yeah. Well, that was the point to start, was to be just talk to you.
Yep.
I'm a dude, and then whatever. But yeah. Then I threw the tattoo. I was like, well, if you don't say you make a notice check, you did.
No, I meant to, and then I was like, fuck, I should have told Randy.
But then you did it. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll let you make it. So then you found it out. So that was why it wasn't just a regular conversation of it was more like if they are watching you, have a pleasant conversation. So they don't think that you don't think they're watching you per se. So type thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's all right. Don't worry, audience. This show's never ending. Till all of us die in real life. Wait a minute. Let's not say that, because someone might kill us to make us stop. Please, God, stop. But no, we're going to keep this goddamn thing going forever. I found a resource that is going to blow your minds. So I don't even need to fucking come up with shit anymore. I've got so many things. Thousands of options now. So it's going to be pretty nice.
Awesome.
So
That's good. I like it.
all right, gents. I'm going to go before it gets too late.
All right, because we'll spend the next 2 hours on here.
Yeah, and I'll do that tomorrow too. So I'm gonna get off today. If we do the stuff tomorrow, I think almost everyone other than Shelly's in though, so I think we're okay.
And she might be.
Yeah, so hopefully we're okay. But
of course, we haven't planned anything, so.
I wrote some stuff.
Did you? I didn't even look. That's how bad I am.
There needs to be a way to update that, like people know when I update that, and I don't want to have to send an email, but I did write some stuff, so I'm just trying to come up. I don't know where to go from there. It's light, but
okay. I'll look. I meant to look, and
I'll probably go work. I might work on it now, actually, because maybe I can come up with something.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks everybody for checking it out. Ratings and reviews on iTunes or whatever your podcatcher of choice is. Super helpful. Neil's got his own podcast, Two Black Eyes. It's an improv comedy podcast. Kurt's got his own podcast. It's more about board gaming and gaming in general. So check that out. It's the MFG Cast. I should probably put links for all these things in the show notes. I always forget.
Yeah. We're also working on a new super secret podcast that could blow the roof off this baby. I'm going to get yelled at for yelling while my wife's trying to sleep, by the way, in the next room. Whoops.
All right. And also check out our sponsors. You got Thing 12 Games, and they're cool games that they have available. And then also birdscoffeecompany.com. Check that out as well. You can use code LEGENDS10 at both places. Follow a link in the show notes for the Legendary Brew, which you probably want that more than the Night Owl blend is good. That was the coffee I drank before.
You can buy any of our coffees, but
any coffee.
If you want some of the money to go to the podcast, you buy the Legends blend. It's delicious, so you're not hurting yourself.
Super tasty.
I like it. I love
it. Except for Kurt. Kurt hates coffee.
Yeah, not a coffee guy. Sorry, guys.
So many people don't like coffee, and it makes me sad in my heart.
Yeah.
So make me happy in my heart and buy coffee.
All right. On that note, thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time.